What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 5 different stocks today. We're going to talk about Team for Jordan Bailey, CAN, CAN for Hopeful Voyage, RKLB and AFRM for NK32, and AKEMF for Swift Like a Samurai. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get into it, man. Let's not waste any time. It is sitting at $158. By it, I mean Team Atlassian Corporation. I don't know how to pronounce that, but Jordan Bailey, we're doing this one for you. 158 right now, from a high to a low on a monthly perspective here. RSI doesn't look the best, but monthly RSIs are a little weird, so it could be good, I guess. It's not bad. It's just not like the best, right? It's more neutral than anything. Didn't even get to your 618. That's not encouraging. Back down to your 236. That's pretty normal. The fact that you're holding the 236 is nice, yes. It slipped, but you got it back. You're holding it now, so you even closed. You did close right below it, but I think that that's fine. You're still like right in that area. You don't want to go too much lower, right? If you go below this low, I would be concerned that you are, in fact, seeing prices go down to $91, $68, something like that, right? You're at 158 now, so it's a bit of an intense drop. I have to say, looking at the weekly RSI, I'm not encouraged at all, and I do think you're going to go lower, actually. Looking at the way that this price action is, you're definitely in a downtrend. Lower highs, lower lows, right? Absolutely you are. You need to find support soon, man. Can you, from a high to a low, find support somewhere? Let's see. Hey, 786 got back above the 618. That's nice. That's nice, man. Oh, I wish you just kept going. You might. Let's look at the daily before I get too bearish. Let's look at the daily. Okay, the daily looks a little bit better. Still neutral. The daily does look a little bit better. I'm drawing fibs on fibs on fibs here, guys. It's going to give you a headache, but I promise you, I know what I'm looking at. So, dude, interesting. I was going to say I think you move lower, but I've got a little bit more hope now that you actually might move higher. It's hard to say. I'm not convinced one way or another yet. I'll tell you what. Close any given day below 147, and I think you're going down below $100. I do. At least, if you're at 147, at least to 125, right? Like if you go below 147, you're at least going to go to 125. That's my thoughts. But genuinely, I would be more bearish than that almost, right? And that doesn't mean that it has to happen immediately, right? If you close below 147, right, that doesn't mean that it's going to go down to the dumps immediately. Probably you'd find this lower low and then come up, find a higher or a lower high, and then you'd break down, right? Stuff like that. And again, on that note, actually, if you come down and you find support on the 886, it's a lower low in succession with these lows here. Don't get too excited. Just because you find support here doesn't mean that it'll last. Maybe you find support for a moment, you find resistance here, and then you go lower. You know, you come up, you find resistance here, you go lower. Well, you know, one of those two. But 147 is the area that I'd like to see you hold. I'd really like to see you hold 156 and just not even get below there. But I think it's okay if you do. And ultimately, I think the price that you need to get above right now is 190. You're at 158. You get above 190, you get above this high here, well, you're breaking out of your lower highs idea, right? You're getting above your 382 after finding support on your 786, breaking above your 618, and then getting above your 382. That basically solidifies that this is your low. So you could go up here and then come all the way back down and you're fine. You know what I mean? Probably. Probably you're fine. I'm definitely cautious to be bearish, but I want to be bearish with this thing, so I think I'm going to be. I definitely do think you're going to move down. Hold 145, prove me wrong, but I think you're going to move down. I think you're going to at least move to 125, if not ultimately down to prices that are below $100. I don't like your weekly RSI. The daily gives me a little bit of hope. I hope it proves me wrong ultimately. I don't like your weekly and I don't like your monthly. I think you're going to move lower. That's the truth of that. Like lower than this low, lower, but I gave you the conditions that you need to hold to prove me wrong, so there's that. Canon for Hopeful Voyage. Hopeful Voyage, I think you wrote this as a request for a crypto mining stock, but it's not a mining stock, so semiconductors, right? But not a mining stock. I don't know if you meant to do that, or maybe that's just how I took it. Maybe it's me. I'm not trying to put all the blame on you, but we're talking about it here, okay? In case you're wondering, why isn't this in the mining stock video? I didn't think it deserve to be in that one. I don't know. From a low to a high, 1272 support. That's nice, actually. A little bit of a double bottom there too. They call that a tweezer bottom, right? With the wicks like that. I guess it's not a tweezer bottom, actually, technically. That's more of a tweezer bottom, but anyways. Anywho, 1272, nice support. Monthly RSI looks weird as hell. Let's get off the monthly. Looking at the weekly, very bearish, very, very bearish. Of course, your price action's bearish too. You know what? I might be less bullish on this 1272 bounce than I thought it was. Because, yeah, generally speaking, when you find, because this is a monthly outlook. Generally speaking, when you find support on the 1272, you would look to go up here, okay? But you didn't. You consolidated around your 1272, just below it. If this was flipped, right, if this chart was inverted, oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do that to this chart, not to the, there we go. If it was like this, I would think you're about to break out. Like, it looks really good, but it's not. It's like this. I think you're going to go down. And I would hope it stops at 49 cents, but I don't think it will. I think ultimately you're going to work your way down to 26 cents. Time will tell, but I do think you're going lower. Absolutely. Over the long term, yeah. Weekly RSI, you're at an area that you'd expect to find resistance, but you haven't, right? The last few times that you've been up here, you haven't, so perhaps you do move up, right? It'll be like one of these just like insignificant lower highs. I bet you move up to about like $2. You're at $1 now, so you probably move up to about $2. When does it happen? I don't know. You know, maybe by the end of this month, maybe sometime next month, but soon, I suppose. Daily RSI looks more bullish than it does bearish, so that gives a little nod of the hat, a little tip of the hat to the notion that we could be moving up sooner than later. But again, I don't think you'll move up higher than $2. That's my genuine thoughts. Ultimately, I think you're moving down, man. You might not even move below, up to $2. You might just move down immediately. I don't know. I don't like this chart. I don't like it, unfortunately. So down, hopeful voyage. That's all I gotta say. Probably first some upside. You probably do get. You're at $1 now. You probably have 100% gain before you move down. But down, I definitely do believe it's moving down. RKLB. Rocket Lab. Whoa, Rocket Lab indeed, my friend. 55% up this month, or last month, September. Nice. September went by fast, man. 19% the month before. You're doing great, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months in a row. From your low 6 months ago, you're up 190. Sorry, not right now. You're up 180%, 196% overall. Closing at a previous area of support. Uh-oh, you might find some resistance here, and that's okay. That's okay. You just might. We don't know yet. We'll do a deeper look. You did just get overbought. That to me would mean that you're expecting higher prices in the months to come, but just maybe immediately you find some resistance. Ooh, I like this. So you probably go up a little bit first. You're at 973. I bet you hit 1073. 1073 to 222, somewhere in this zone first, and then you probably pull back at least to 868, if not down to $7, right? So it will be somewhat of an intense pullback, and then work your way higher. Generally, I do look for a 61869 resistance down to a 382 for support, but being that you have areas of resistance here and here that are both above your 382, perhaps you don't go down to your 382. Perhaps you hold the 0.5. Perhaps you do something uncommon. You hold somewhere in between this zone. That could happen too, but a little bit lower after you move up first. I think you have a little bit higher to go. You're at 973, 1073. That's a decent little bit of gain there. Very bullish on your monthly RSI. Very bullish on your weekly RSI too, but both of them look like kind of hot. You might take a break soon. Yes, this week's down already. You're down 0.5%, but I could see you moving up. I could see you moving up to that 618 first and then turning around. That weekly RSI looks really bullish, man. Very, very bullish. Last time that you were up here, right here, literally, right, like at that exact same area, you found resistance and went down. I don't think it'll be that dramatic, but I do think it'll be more dramatic than like this move here or like this move here, right? Like it'll be a little bit, or maybe exactly as dramatic as that move, actually. Who knows? Daily. And then the daily looks phenomenal too. All of them are a bit hot, right? The monthly's not that hot, but still being overbought's nice. I bet just like I've been saying, up a little bit more, just a little bit, right? Maybe the first couple days, the first week of this month are good to you, and the second week or the next handful of days are bad to you. I don't think October will close green. That's my thoughts. I don't think it will. Maybe it does. There's so much time. It's hard to say. It depends on how quickly you can move up and then down and then back up again. I suppose it could close green, but I'm expecting at some point this month you probably do see prices around 868. You're at 973 now. But up first, then down, okay? Not to be confusing. It looks very bullish. Ultimately, I think you're going higher. Ultimately, I don't believe that you're stopping here, right? I do think you're going to see prices at 1450, 1738, maybe even beyond that. This is a really bullish setup you got going on, and you just broke out of your accumulation phase. It's not stopping here by any means, but you've got more to go, but it's going to take time. In that time, you'll go up, you'll go down, you'll go up, you'll go down, you'll go up, you'll go down. You know what I mean? It'll go there. I definitely. This is a bullish chart, man. What's the market cap on this? I might have to look into this. Aerospace and defense, love it. 4.8 billion. That's not that bad. It's not too low, not too high. Definitely money to be made there. Certainly would have been nicer to get it down here, but hey, that's okay, man. Yeah. All right, let's move on. AFRM, and then we got one more. AFRM Holdings. That sounds naughty. You got AFRM Holdings. Oh, I got AFRM Holdings, man. Yeah. Is it just me? Maybe it's not that. I don't. It might just be me. I'm a little bit embarrassed now. I think it's just me who made that naughty. From a high to a low, it's $40.82 right now. Just below your 618. Normally you would expect to go down to your 236. You didn't. You held your 382. Might be getting ready, man, to move up. I would expect, since you've had this interaction already, I would actually think you bypass your 618, you go right up to your 786, 886 zone. We're on the monthly aspect. So over the months, $92 to $125 is on the mind. You're at $40.82 now. When I say over the months, I mean it could be by the end of the year. It could be by the midpoint of next year. Who knows how long it takes, right? But you seem to move up at a nice pace whenever it matters. So, and just the way that this looks overall on the fibs, right? I want to go on the weekly too. Resistance at your 382, support on your 236, resistance at your 618, support at your 382. That's your next target area, man. Definitely by the end of the year. I think probably by the end of November, you're going to be up at 95 to 125. You're at $40 right now, so very short amount of time. You're on your way right now, right? Like where you are here on your move, like you're on your way right now is all I'm trying to say. Like you're here right now on this move up. Weekly RSI does look very nice, actually. A little bit of turbulence here, and that makes sense for what you're seeing, but you're holding the 60, which is nice. This could mean you're moving up soon. I like where you're at in the daily and on the weekly. You've got higher lows here. You've got lower lows. You're right around your 50, an area that you found resistance before. You might find support here. You definitely do respect this area, it seems. What are you doing from this relative low to high? Low to high. Is that the high that I want to take? That's the high I want to take, so we're going to take it. Yeah, okay. You're at $40.82 right now. I could see you moving down as low as $35. You don't have to. Okay, you don't have to. It's not common, but sometimes you do hold that 236. It's at $40. It's a psychological level. It's at previous areas of resistance, right? It's an area of support. You generally find support on the 236 during strong moves, and this looks pretty strong for what it is, overall. So, I mean, last time technically, right, like this, from a low to a high, you found support right between your 236 and your 382. So maybe you don't go all the way down to your 382. You don't need to, But if you move lower, all I'm trying to say is it's going to be a little bit, right? And then the upside's got a lot to go. So I could see you moving down a little bit more. You're at 40.82. I could just as equally seeing you hold this zone, but maybe you move down to about 38, 39 bucks, something like that, and then you move up. Okay. AFRM Holdings. AKEMF. Alaska Energy Metals Corp. What a chart. What an interesting chart. Let's see. Not that long lived, I guess, right? 2023. Why does it say 2014? What? That's so weird. We've got the time traveling spaceship right here, you guys. Wow. Yeah. So in 2014, November, you were all the way up here at 445. But then the very next month, you time traveled, right? You can see down here it says November 2014, right? The very next month, you went to March of 2023. You time traveled all the way down to 3.5 cents from a price of $4.40. Crazy. I don't know what happened there. There's more than meets the eye with this chart. They decided to just delete it for whatever reason. Maybe it's undergone new management or something, right? I don't like the weekly RSI. I really don't, actually. This looks bad, man. I would stay away from this. Swift like a samurai. I'd stay the hell away from this, man. Swift like a get the hell away from me. You know, it's not good. It's not. This is not a good thing, man. Lower highs, lower lows. It looks like it wants to go lower. My prediction, very confident. This might be the most confident prediction I've made throughout this whole video. 7.2 cents to 5 cents. That's where you're going. It seems very obvious. Yeah, it's not good, man. You got a lot of volume there. Where did it take you to a lower high? Nothing significant, right? It didn't promote anything. It just provided exit liquidity, probably. Finding resistance at previous areas of support and a previous area of resistance, and you're not doing what you did last time, right? You're moving down. It's not good, and you look bad on your RSI. Daily RSI sucks as well. Lower, man, lower. I gave you the targets. I don't think I need to go into anything more. So I don't know enough about this thing to have an opinion on its long term, right? Maybe it's got good fundamentals and maybe it turns its stuff around soon, or maybe not soon, but after this drop. But absolutely, I believe it's got to drop. And again, those target areas are between 7.4 to 5.2 cents in that area. Could it go lower? Absolutely. Could it go lower than 5.2 cents? And still come back and see new all-time highs one day? Absolutely. Again, I don't know enough about this stock to say it's dead forever, right? I don't know enough about any of these stocks to say that. I'm not projecting its lifetime. I'm just projecting its coming days, weeks, and months, right? So down. That's all I got to say. If you guys like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I appreciate you all. If I had to buy one of these stocks, if any of them interested me, was it AFRM Holdings? I forget what it was. Either AFRM or RKLB, one of NK32's requests. I'm gonna look at RKLB. I feel like it might have been that one. Oops. Oh, it definitely was. It was definitely Rocket Lab. I remember now. Yeah, RKLB. This is the one that would entice me the most to buy. Maybe not at these prices. Maybe I would wait. But for the long term, yeah. I mean, if you buy at these prices, you hold the long term. It doesn't matter what it does short term. But I bet if you're patient, you could probably snag prices at like $8 or lower, probably. If you're patient. Don't get if you don't have any of this and it interests you and you want to buy it, do not get tempted to buy it once it moves up a little bit more. Because I mean, you're at 973, maybe it moves up to $12, and maybe it happens really fast. But I bet it does come back down to test this area for support, probably. Anyways, that's all I got, guys. Take care. Bye bye.